Starlog episode 1, Michael. Did I ever tell you about the time that I really, really disliked you in middle school?
You did. I didn't know there was ever a time that
there was a point where I really did not
school?
like you in middle school.
Because we became best friends in 6th grade.
I know.
Like very early on.
There was a point in time.
It was like a week period where you could have disliked me unless you were lying to me for years.
No, it was about a year and a half after.
A year and a half after.
Yeah, after we met.
Grade?
In like 7th grade. There's
we
a small
friends.
There's a small period of time where I disliked you.
What did I do?
Do you remember going to Orlando, Florida?
Yeah.
And is it true that you met Ariana Grande?
Yeah.
That's not why I disliked you. But why were you in Orlando meeting Ariana Grande?
Well, I was trying to be a child actor.
See? That's why I disliked you.
What do you mean?
You were living my dream.
But it wasn't a child actor.
I know, but you went to Orlando, you met some cool people. You met Ariana Grande and Logan from Zoe 101. Yeah. And I was like, why am I sitting in math class and Michael's in Orlando living my dream?
That's petty of you.
It was petty of me.
Dude, jealousy looks ugly on you.
Really? You think I look ugly?
I think you look ugly when you're being jealous. I think you're hot as fuck. Sorry. Hot as hell.
Otherwise. I appreciate that. I really do. My jealousy lasted for like a day.
Okay, yeah.
Because you were an unsuccessful child actor.
In my mind, we never had beef.
But if you booked a gig, I don't know, if you became Diary of a Wimpy Kid, like if you're Greg Heffley,
you would have hated me?
Probably not. But
okay.
We'll never know.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean, is that jealousy looks ugly, and that, like, I was your best friend, and you disliked me. You would have disliked me for being successful. You should have been, and I know this is your 7th grade.
Yeah, I was 12.
I understand, but best friends should want each other to succeed.
This is true. I would have wanted you to succeed.
Okay.
But I think it was more of, in the moment, I was like, Orlando was the answer this whole time? I didn't know.
That's why you go to Disney all the time.
Yeah, that's why I'm secretly hoping to meet Ariana Grande at Disney World, and then everything's going to fall back into place. The universe timeline will have been corrected in that moment.
Well, I can put you two in contact. Famously, we dated for a long time. And
what about unfamously?
Unfamously, it's hush hush.
It's very hush hush.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we were an item. I might have said, it's over. You're not successful enough. I want to be with Victoria Justice. She's no. Well, okay, so I met her at this actor convention, and we took a picture.
Which is now probably one of my favorite memes.
And it's so funny. People made fun of me for years and years.
Yeah, because we didn't know about... Nobody realized... Because when you met Ariana Grande, she was like this little, like... Victorious wasn't really a thing yet.
This was right after season 1 of Victorious.
Yeah, so no one really cared about her, and then that was 7th grade. That was like 2000 what? 2000. That was 2010 to 2011.
Yeah.
And then 2015, Ariana Grande's left Victorious. She's a mega pop star, one of the biggest stars in the world. And
that took me by surprise, actually. She didn't even seem like the same person to me. Like when she became a pop star, I was like, this is the same Ariana Grande that we saw on Victorious on Nickelodeon, and then went on to do Sam and Cat, which nobody saw.
Nobody watched. Why did she do
she's
that?
Like one of the most famous people in the world.
It's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy, and it's like none of us like really comprehended that in middle school. Like, oh, cool, he met some cool people from Nickelodeon, and then high school when the photo resurfaced and she was this like mega world star, everyone's like jaw just dropped, and it became a meme that you randomly had this picture of Ariana Grande.
In my mind, I was like, why? I wasn't publicizing it. What's funny is that somebody found it on my mom's Facebook page from years ago.
On your mom's Facebook page,
people were going back to my mom's Facebook page to try and find embarrassing pictures of me. And somebody saw that picture of me with Ariana Grande. And in my mind, I was like, why would I even bring this up? This is me in the 7th grade. This is before she was famous. It's not like I went to her concert or anything. It's not like I got like behind the scenes to it. I just like I met her at this acting convention, and we took like a selfie basically. Like my mom took a picture of us. And you can, I mean, there wasn't like a line or anything. It wasn't like people were crowding around her. Like people weren't like flashing. There weren't like paparazzi. People weren't flashing pictures of her because she wasn't anybody at the time.
No,
So
I was more excited.
Why would I even? Why is this worth telling anybody?
I was more excited that you met Logan from Zoe 101
That's
than
what
you
I
met
was-
Ariana Grande.
So was I. I was in the moment. I was more excited to meet Logan from Zoe 101 because he had been in multiple seasons of television, and it was from an older show that had already been super successful versus like this brand new show that had done one season.
12 years later, we don't even know his real name.
No,
we're just referring to him as his character name.
Actually, I did at one point and I don't anymore.
That's
Who's
crazy.
Who's the most famous person you've ever met?
The most famous person I've ever met?
Because you've met several. I mean, you can see in the background here that you've got autographs on your Funko Pops and
I just
on your jerseys and everything.
I just met Shamik Moore, who's the voice of Miles Morales. I met Charlie Cox, voice of Daredevil, or not voice. He is Daredevil.
Yeah.
I met Rosario Dawson, who's Ahsoka.
And you met people when you were doing 12 Mighty Orphans.
Yes. Plug. Shameless plug. I was in the film 12 Mighty Orphans. I was the star of 12 Mighty Orphans. I played Daniel, who really the plot really revolves around Daniel. Yeah. You don't. There is no 12 Mighty Orphans without Daniel, because you see my character was stupid.
Nobody says Daniel throughout the entire movie.
Nope, they do once.
Oh, they do?
They do once. Daniel is called by name once. The bit's over. I was in the movie for 2 minutes.
Yeah,
I had no lines.
You weren't just an extra. You were in.
It was featured background is the official term.
All of the scenes the orphans were in.
Yeah, so and this is what I'm saying. This is why Daniel's very important to the plot.
Yeah.
Because if Daniel was smart and he passed the UIL state exam, it would have been 13 Mighty Orphans. But no, he failed, so it's 12 Mighty Orphans.
Yeah, but
it's my fault.
Thank you, Daniel, for making it a nice round number.
Yeah, thank you. 12 is more pleasing.
He took a sacrifice, honestly.
Yeah, 15 Mighty Orphans, 14 Mighty Orphans.
Nobody would have seen that movie.
Nobody would have blinked eye. They'd be like, all right, you guys have plenty of kids. You're fine. What's the big whoop? There's no historical relevance.
Was Daniel a real person, by the way?
I doubt it. I don't think so.
Okay, because that movie is based a lot on true events.
Yeah, the 12 Mighty Orphans are real, but I don't think Daniel is real. Daniel's not even in the book, so I doubt it. I'm sure there was an orphan named Daniel.
Did you read the book?
I skimmed through the book to find Daniel. And then I was like, if Daniel's in the book, I'll read it.
But he's not.
But if not, then I was like, all right. Okay. And that was more just me trying to gauge how important I actually was to the story.
That's kind of fake actor of you, though, because a real actor would have been like, I'm gonna do my research, my character work.
You know what?
Even if my character's not in it, I need to know the world and I need to know the true events or whatever.
But you know what, Michael? I felt like I was truly living that orphan life in that moment.
What do you mean?
Because here's the thing. So we were here's the trials I went through while filming 12 Mighty Orphans. Okay, I was super sick. I filmed for a month. Wow. 2 weeks of it, I was super sick. No, I'm talking this is a couple months before COVID too. So it's it makes you think a little bit. But I was fever, coughing, bad asthma, wheezing. The med person, whatever their title is on set.
Parents died. You were living that orphan life. Yeah, dude, you went through it all.
My real parents did not die. But no, it was so I was I wasn't actually method or anything like that, but I was very miserable.
That's what you say. I was living that orphan life. No, the fuck you were. Do not equate yourself to orphans by saying, I was on the set of a movie, but
no, not at all. But no, I definitely was sick.
I know what it's like to be an orphan.
It was tough,
me, dude. I had a fever once, so I was living that orphan life. What? Get real, dude.
Yeah, I know. But it was cool. We did try to do some things kind of that was realistic. So for example, when we played football in the fields, we were barefoot, and the entire field, those little stickers, that's what they're called, those little spiky balls of hell.
Yeah. Like those seed things that get stuck on your socks.
Yeah. Has any of them ever been stuck to your barefoot?
Not stuck.
Okay, now imagine the whole bottom of your foot covered in them.
Oh, don't. Oh my
So
God.
that was our reality, though. That was filming on a football field, and that's what I'm saying. I was there were some aspects where I felt okay, you know what, this is.
You know what? I'm an orphan.
This is it.
Who's mom?
This is my origin story.
I've never heard of that person.
But that set was cool because going back to your original question,
Who's the most famous person you've ever met?
Yeah, so that was working with Luke Wilson and Martin Sheen, and I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, which is no secret. Huge Spider-Man fan. Martin Sheen was Uncle Ben in Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man movies. So that was the coolest thing. In my back corner, you won't be able to see it on camera, but in my back corner, I have a 1930s football helmet that's inscribed 12 Mighty Orphans and signed by Martin Sheen.
I can see it.
Yeah, you can see it. They won't be able to see it, but it was a special month of my life. It was pretty cool.
And that's why also I brought it up too, because I met some famous people, but you actually spent time with celebrities.
Yeah. It was kind of cool. It was very this is very brief like a very brief moment, but it definitely made me happy. So I wanted to be a content creator kind of my freshman year of college. Like that was the first time.
It was that soon?
Yeah, that's when I started trying. Like I started like trying YouTube, and
I don't remember the timeline.
it's okay. It wasn't like I failed a lot. I failed a lot before I built Big Screen BearCon. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you have to fail in social media to succeed.
Yeah.
But one of the creators I really watched a lot of back then was iJustine.
I remember her.
Yeah.
What happened to her?
She's still around, dude. She's still making content. You just probably your algorithm isn't showing her.
There used to be like 6 YouTube celebrities.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and she was definitely one of them.
Now
sure.
there are people.
There's so many.
There are people who might have like 1 million subscribers and I've never heard of them. But if someone had 1 million subscribers in like 2010, everyone knew that they were a household name.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
Justine.
For
so
sure.
Now, I'm sure she's still making content, and I'm sure she's still got a lot of subscribers, getting a lot of views, but I haven't heard of her in years because now the market's flooded. The
market is flooded, but I will always have a special place for iJustine in my heart because she was one of the creators who inspired me to do it. Like she kind of gave me the format to kind of look at, and that's what I tried. And when I went to Universal Studios this past February for the opening of Super Nintendo Land, the Super Nintendo World, I was sitting in the restaurant. Her and her crew were sitting right next to Allison and I, and the waiters messed up and they gave us like a bunch of extra food, and I was like, well, we're not gonna be able to eat this. And I saw her eyes light up, and I looked at her, I was like, would you like my plate of garlic knots? And she's like, oh my gosh, yes, thank you so much. And I was like, I kind of will always have that little special moment I had with iJustine. She probably doesn't remember it, but in my heart I'll remember it forever. She might. I mean, I feel like, passing someone garlic knots in a setting like Super Nintendo World.
At an amusement park, a stranger giving you garlic knots, I'm sure, like, I feel like I'd remember like that random act of kindness.
Yeah, it's a special thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That was a really cool encounter for me, like personally. But yeah, it was pretty dope.
That is very cool. Yeah, I don't think I've ever met like a famous YouTube celebrity. You know, I'd love to meet Mr. Beast one day.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. I've been trying to get Mr. Beast to give me YouTube advice by just like annoying him on Twitter, but I haven't got a mention yet.
I'm sure so many people are like
they probably do.
his inbox with stuff, but they're probably spamming his inbox with like, please give me $1 million, please give me a
Tesla. I just want the wealth of knowledge. He said on an interview one day about like
grind mindset.
Well, I'm a social media coordinator in real life,
yeah,
and so I was just like, man, like he said something. He's like, he said in an interview, I can start a YouTube channel without showing my face, without my name. And in like a month, I'll have millions of subscribers.
Millions?
And I was like, I want to know that secret. Tell me that secret.
What could he possibly be doing?
I don't know, and it's boggling my mind. And so like I've been trying to like figure out, and I cannot.
Because he's not just posting videos of like a black screen that's like 10 minutes long with no audio. He's got to be making real content.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like I want to know what his strategy is for doing that. And I mean, sure, millions of people do. So I promise, Mr. Beast, if you tell me, I won't tell anybody.
Okay. Well, tell me. Tell me. We'll turn the cameras off.
Maybe I'll tell you like the exact opposite of what he tells me.
Jimmy, tell me, and I won't tell BearCon.
Oh, he's using the real name. Whoa.
Mr. Beast. Jimmy Beast. Give me advice, and I won't tell this guy because I know you've been ducking his DMs and stuff. Since obviously that's why you haven't answered him yet.
Man, do you want to talk about something that's really like real that's been going on?
Yeah.
Movies have been tanking, man.
Yeah.
They've been tanking. Now, Across the Spider-Verse did really well. Mm-hmm. But, like, this past month in June, The Flash did not do well. The Pixar had its worst opening ever with Elemental. And DreamWorks just suffered its worst opening ever with Ruby Gillman, Teenage Kraken.
Well, I didn't even know that was out yet.
Well, see, that's kind of the point I'm going to make. Do you think marketing for movies needs to change? Because nothing.
No. But some of that is intentional. Me knowing nothing is somewhat intentional.
Yeah, but you're not alone. Like, a lot of people, like, unintentionally are doing what you're doing. Because they're not, like... Do you watch cable TV?
Not at all.
Not at all.
I have an Amazon Fire Stick, and then, like, the various subscriptions, like Hulu, Amazon Prime, Max, not HBO Max, now just Max. But I don't
Do you do ads?
Cable or anything. For Hulu, yeah.
How often do you get movie trailers with Hulu ads? Never, exactly. That's the thing. So they're putting all these movie trailers on, like, I think on YouTube they'll do it, but all these movie trailers are going on cable where no one's watching, so that you can't get the guaranteed, like, viewer of your ad. And then on top of that, people are saying, well, when I do see it, it doesn't look interesting. They're showing me too much. They're not telling me the plot. That's the biggest complaint I got about Elemental. If they knew the movie was coming, they said they didn't go because they felt like the movie did not exactly describe what it was.
I know almost nothing about movies, but I think I know the plot of Elemental. It's a love story, right, between a fire elemental and a water elemental.
Somewhat there. It goes a little bit. I think there is a second plot line. Like, yes, that's like the gist of it, but there is a second plot line that's not touched upon at all.
Have you seen it already?
I have seen it.
Okay, I haven't seen it.
I think it's a top 5 Pixar movie in my opinion.
Really? That good?
I really loved it. I felt it was really clever. It was funny. Animation's great. But
wow, that is high praise for a movie that did not do well in the box office.
And see, that's another thing.
You're
Speaking
a marketing person.
I am a marketing person.
I mean, you majored in marketing.
Yes.
And you're a content creator, and you worked in marketing.
That's also true.
It's like, you're recognizing this problem, but what do you think the solution is?
Well,
if people are not.
Here's the thing. It's a 2-part problem. So I think the solution is content creators, and I know that's biased because I'm a content creator and I want them to partner with me so I can publicize their movie. But at the same time, I used to, before TikTok changed their criteria for getting paid, I used to just share movie trailers for free because the Creator Fund was there, and I was like, hey, if the video's successful, maybe the studios will see that I'm hyping up their movie, I'm sharing their content, so they're saving a lot, in advertising money. And so No Hard Feelings also came out this past month. I had 9 million views on that first trailer, which I think is great. 9 million people saw and heard about the movie.
Yeah.
Perfect. So I would use content creators, in my opinion, because like I said, if you're not watching on streaming services, you're on TikTok or Reels or YouTube Shorts.
So how does that work? Do you think that they should pay a content creator to post their trailer and essentially give them the price that they would give a cable network to air the commercial?
No, you don't have to pay that much. It depends on the creator, because every creator is going to have a different price point. It's going to be a different risk, because the bigger the creator is, the less risk that you're not going to, the video's not going to flop.
But you essentially think that a bunch of people should be posting the same trailer.
No.
You think the same? Okay.
Not essentially. You can't control that. Hundreds of thousands of people are going to post the same trailer. That's part of it. That's a little bit risky, which is why it's not the clear solution. But it's definitely something to consider, because the movies that creators really sink their teeth into, and they really hype up, Minions last year, or the Super Mario Bros. Movie, because we're all talking about it constantly. Those movies were successful. They made a lot of money, and a lot of it comes from just social media hype. I'm sure the Barbie movie is going to do great, and a lot of it, the Barbie marketing campaign's been phenomenal regardless.
And the thing is with these movies that do really well too is that it's not just you hear about them through the company. It's not the studio posting the trailer anymore. It's not the commercials. It's that a lot of times it's the conversation associated with it. So Oppenheimer and Barbie are gonna do really well because there's this whole double feature meme that's going that goes along with it.
Barbieheimer.
Yeah, exactly. Me watching Oppenheimer right after watching Barbie, and it's a commercial. It's a picture of them smoking a cigarette, but dressed in all pink or something like that. Yeah. It's there's this conversation associated with these movies that come out. So it's you're not even seeing verified content creators anymore. You're not seeing the trailer. You're not seeing the commercial. And Spider-Verse was a lot of the same thing, because the first movie did so well, and it was so new and refreshing that people, for years afterwards, I was seeing Into the Spider-Verse stuff well after it came out, and well before Across the Spider-Verse came out. I was still seeing conversation about how different it was, how interesting the whole premise of it was, how excited people were for the next movie, and I think it is that conversation, and not necessarily there doesn't necessarily have to be a meme associated with it, but there does have to be a dialogue online,
right?
And not necessarily, and again,
you just have to look at where are the audience getting their content from. It's not cable anymore. They're getting it mostly from creators, the people on TikTok and Reels.
But again, it can't stay at the content creators.
No, it can't stay there. It does, but if we're talking a good place to start, look for a change.
Sure, you have to start there, but it's hard. Yeah. It's going to be hard to make sure that happens. You can't guarantee that people are going to buy it.
Yeah.
You can set the bait, but you can't be sure that people are going to buy it.
There's also a level of planning that also needs to be considered, because the other part of this is, beyond marketing, is why would I, a studio executive, pick June to release my movie when I know Across Spider-Verse, Indiana Jones, Transformers,
Oh yeah, Indiana.
All these movies, like for 6 weeks, we had 7 blockbuster movies.
Wow.
That's a lot of money. Now, if you consider, I did the math. So a family of 4, who like all their movie tickets, they went to every movie every week, and then they bought a drink and popcorn. That's over $500 that month just for movies.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Who's gonna do that?
And so a lot of people are just saying, I'm just gonna wait for streaming, and I don't blame them.
And because they only gotta wait like a month.
No, now I agree that
Probably
seeing
longer.
it's better to see it in a theater. It looks better. That's what it's made for. It's different.
I could not imagine watching Across the Spider-Verse for the first time like on my TV or on my phone.
Yeah, like you want that experience.
A lot of movies,
but
though,
it's
you could watch at home.
there's some like No Hard Feelings I could have watched at home. Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. But there's a lot of the movies that came out this month. The only one I felt like I could have watched from home. The only 2 were No Hard Feelings and maybe Elemental. Everything else, I would definitely want to watch on the big screen.
I feel like Indiana Jones, I could watch on like the big screen, and not to. I haven't seen Indiana Jones yet, but it seems like the kind of movie where they're not going to pull out like a bunch of flashy CGI type stuff. There's going to be a lot of action, sure, probably. I know you've already seen it, so you can correct me if I'm wrong. But that does seem like a movie that I probably could watch from my living room on my living room TV, which is the biggest screen I have.
There's still
And it'd probably
action.
still be really good.
There's still a lot of like action, like chase scenes and stuff like that. I don't know. It depends on your preference. I would rather see like and feel all the sounds, the vibrations, the visuals. I would rather experience that for the first time the way it's intended.
For me, the big draw to actually going to the theater is the visuals, because that's what you need the big screen for. Is
Right.
just so you can see all the details, which is why Across the Spider-Verse had all those colors and all those different animation styles and all the little details that they spent so long working on, like 5 years from the last movie.
Okay, can we talk about something though? Speaking of like movie marketing, that's been driving me absolutely nuts. That you do.
That I
Like,
do?
yes, that you do, because I can't like. It affects me also. By the way, I hope you understand that.
I'm not in this creator space. I don't.
It doesn't matter. I can't come to you as a friend and talk to you about upcoming movies and stuff that's coming out.
Oh well, no, you can, but
Yeah? Can I talk to you about Deadpool 3?
No, because I don't like... So here's the thing. So I mentioned this briefly earlier in that... I mean, we talked about me avoiding some movie news, but I only...
All movie news?
No. I'm only actively avoiding Marvel movie news.
Yeah, but you overcorrected.
What do you mean I overcorrected?
Like, yeah, I understand, like, you saw No Way Home, you loved the Tobey Andrew stuff.
Okay, so let me explain.
You don't want to be surprised, but now you don't know when anything comes out!
But let me explain what happened. So I saw No Way Home, and when Tobey and Andrew came out, right, as we all kind of knew was going to happen, we were like, oh yay, they actually ended up doing it, because we all knew that they were probably going to do it.
Yeah.
We all heard the leaks, we knew, like, Andrew McGuire was,
Andrew McGuire.
Andrew was on set,
Andrew Garfield.
Andrew Garfield, I don't know what I said, but we knew that he was going to be in it. We knew that this was going to happen. And so then when it finally did, nobody was really surprised. And yes, it was a great movie experience, but imagine how great it would have been if you had no idea. And then all of a sudden he's like, wait, that's my childhood Spider-Man. And wait, the other one too. Oh my god.
Yeah, but you overcorrected because now you don't know when anything comes
Yes,
out. You don't know any.
I started avoiding Marvel news because of that, because I would not have known that Professor X was going to be in Doctor Strange, except I saw your video.
It was my
And
fault.
so at that point I was like, dude, again, if I had not seen any Marvel news, imagine then I'm seeing, oh my god, Professor X is in this movie. Oh my, the X-Men are probably going to join the MCU.
You didn't even see like Secret Wars. You didn't even see like Secret Invasion was coming out. I had to call you,
That's
like, hey,
true.
Secret Invasion came out. You missed the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special.
I did.
I don't even think you watched
But that's also why I'm so lucky to have you as a friend.
Oh,
where you're like,
shut
by the
up.
way, this movie's coming out on this day.
I'm gonna spoil Deadpool 3 for you.
What?
I'm gonna spoil Deadpool 3 for you right now.
I don't give a shit.
Oh, you don't? Oh, this whole year you wouldn't let me talk about it, and now you're okay with it.
Well, dude, I mean, it's Deadpool 3, so it's like...
Hugh Jackman's returning as Wolverine. He's co-starring with Ryan Reynolds.
No way. I don't believe it.
I've been holding that in since like September.
He said he was retiring.
No, he's returning, and it's like a buddy cop movie.
I don't believe you for a second.
No, I swear to you, Michael. I swear to you, it's been on my head.
There's no way.
Oh, it gets worse. No, not worse. That's actually pretty great, but Michael.
Deadpool?
Jennifer Gardner is apparently returning as Elektra, and Ben Affleck was spotted on set. So their original
As Batman?
No, as Daredevil. He was Daredevil.
Oh, he was Daredevil. Oh.
So he may be in this movie. The TVA may be involved. Do you still not believe me?
Okay, well, now that you have these... Hugh Jackman's coming back?
Hugh Jackman's coming back. That was
Then what was
confirmed.
the point of Logan?
This is a multiverse story, Michael.
So it's not our werewolf or Wolverine. It's not our Wolverine.
It could be now. I don't know how this movie's gonna go. We don't know that.
Dude, so he's probably not just coming back for one movie. He's probably coming back for MCU stuff.
It'd be pretty cool if he came back for Secret Wars.
Yeah.
I think that'd be cool. I'm hoping and praying for at least one scene with Hugh Jackman.
Are we sure Hugh Jackman's in it?
Yes, we're 100% sure.
It's not like we saw Andrew Garfield walking off the set type situation.
No, like this is 100% confirmed. The promo for Deadpool 3, the poster is the Deadpool signal with Hugh Jackman like with the claw marks through the Deadpool.
See, why did you tell me? See, if I had seen the movie,
you told me, and I quote, "I don't give a shit."
Because
you just said, "I don't give a shit."
Because I was like, what could Deadpool hasn't even been MCU. Deadpool 1 and 2 weren't even MCU. What could they possibly do? They brought back who was that villain in Deadpool 2? Like the colossal
Cable?
guy, the big guy, not Cable. Even him, I had no idea who Cable was, but the other guy too. You know what I mean? The really big guy.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I was like, so there were these returning characters who were in the comics who I had never heard of before. So I thought you were gonna say something like that. Like some character I'd never heard of before was going to be in Deadpool 3, and I was going to be like, oh, cool.
I'm like sweating.
Wolverine? Hugh Jackman is
back.
Wolverine, and he's the
back.
main character.
He's a co-star, yes. Not a cameo, co-star.
See, if I had seen the fucking movie, if I had come into the theater and the movie started playing, and I said, that's Hugh Jackman, I wonder who he's playing. And then he's clearly got the sideburns, and then his claws come out, I would have been like, oh my god! They got Hugh Jackman to come out of retirement for this movie? Bro, this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is why I avoid Marvel news.
You wouldn't let me tell you.
That would have been my Spider-Man No Way Home moment.
Yeah. Do you hate me? Are you going to quit the podcast now after episode?
I'm still not 100% convinced that you're telling me the truth.
Yeah, maybe I'm not.
Now I believe you. now I believe you. Damn.
Are you okay, Michael?
Let's wrap this up. Let's get this done.
All right, thank you
I want to beat your ass so bad. I need these cameras to be turned off.
Yeah.
Dude, do you know how long I've been avoiding Marvel news? When was this released? Like, when did you find this out? September?
Days before.
It's July!
They announced it, and then you and I went to LA like 2 days later. And
that was 10 months ago!
Yeah.
And you know how hard it is for me to avoid Marvel news? Not hard at all. The algorithm knows I'm not trying to see Marvel news anymore. So I easily could have gone all the way to the movie and not figured out a single thing. I've been seeing basically every Marvel movie without seeing the trailer, without knowing a single bit of news. I didn't know Christian Bale was going to be in the Thor movie.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
Hey, did you still enjoy the Thor movie?
I did. I know a lot of people didn't. Like, our friend Greg didn't like it.
I didn't really like Love and Thunder that much.
I liked it. I enjoyed it. I only saw it the one time in theaters, but that one time I thought was fun.
Did you watch something that you didn't like since you're a little...
I think we should still wrap this up because I'm not forgetting about the Hugh Jackman thing. You're trying to pivot the conversation, and my blood is boiling as we speak.
All right, well, thank you guys so much for listening to the Starlog episode 1. We really appreciate it.
Test episode, pilot.
That's a pilot episode.
Yeah, by the way, we're calling it Starlog. It's a podcast with me and Bearcon.
Didn't like podcasts.
We didn't really do an introduction.
I'm Big Screen Bearcon. Hi, nice to meet you guys. All right, well, I guess we'll see you next time. If you listen this far,
thank you for the next ones will be better, I promise. We'll get a better setup, we'll get better equipment, we'll get better at podcasting. Maybe we'll actually tell you what's going on, tell you our socials.
Yeah, maybe.